Calxiyn and Hunter here. If you guys enjoyed this video, you guys should become patrons over on Patreon to support the channel, but you guys should subscribe. Patrons over on Patreon also get my reaction a week early, so.
How long until someone cosplays that?
As the robot?
As the broad boy. It's called the broad boy.
I feel like RTX is gonna be very interesting this year.
I'd imagine that it's just gonna be like two people in their legs holding it up and moving one by one.
But yeah, this was a really good episode, so we have a lot of things to talk about. Let's talk about things that we got right first.
It was very actiony.
We didn't really predict anything for the Cordovin fight, so it's like pleasantly surprised.
Other than it was
we did say that Adam was probably deformed in some capacity.
We weren't right
I'm pretty
about
sure
how
Hunter
it was.
joked around about Yang hitting him with the motorcycle.
Yes.
In one of the videos, and then it happened, so I'm like, okay. There's also some Bumblebee stuff that we should talk about, but not right now. So yeah, that's just kind of it.
Because first
I think because Adam hasn't died, and so our theory about him dying can't happen yet. But yeah, we did good. We did a pretty good job. And in our reaction, we guessed some dialogue, which is always funny, because we're just joking around when one of us says something and then it happens and we're like, oh. But yeah, so she calls them spider roaches, and I'm like, that's a very interesting choice of words there, Cordovin.
Wait,
but, you know.
That thing's called the spider?
No, she calls them.
Oh.
She calls that, like, you spider roaches. I don't remember her line, but that's what she says, and I'm like, okay.
Do those exist? Because they sound terrifying.
And then in one of the screenshots, you can see the shield generator. Yeah, you can see the shield generator inside of the computer. So yeah, we picked up on that, and it's just cool that that's there in case we wanted to see it. You know what I mean? In case you pick it up, that's going to be important in like a second.
Cardovin's really going ham on these fools. You get the impression that she's almost not used of like piloting this thing.
Yeah, I mean, if they only bring it out, because John says later that they only bring it out for like Giant Grim or something.
That's
like,
what he assumed.
I'm sure like it's been a hot minute.
The
you know what I mean?
Grim.
Yeah.
So it's more like Pacific Rim than Genlock.
But yeah, oh yeah, so I made this joke last week, but I was just like, they're doing this so people will watch Genlock, and then for the RWBY status chart guy, he put the same thing, like under Cordovin, watch Genlock, please watch Genlock, and I was just like, great minds think alike. My dude.
It's a missile boy.
Yeah, so this happens, and then
RWBY also
look at Oscar and Crows in all of their faces,
and
RWBY
has like this,
like...
RWBY gets like a just perish voice.
I know, she has that same face that she has, happens when she looks at Crow. I had Hunter do the screenshots for these, and it was very funny.
I don't know
try to do it.
Why.
It's just Windows and then print screen, and that's it.
But you said you had to do them at the same time.
Yeah, but you and then it like and then it goes.
But then for some reason it fucking stops working. I don't get
Hunter just like, whoa, technology. Like, anyway.
You fucking
so Weiss just jumps out of the plane too.
Wow, I picked an interesting.
Yeah, what a beautiful screenshot by Hunter here.
You have redundant ones anyways.
Anyway.
I was like, how does that rock?
I'm guessing that's Earth dust, right? Okay. Or something that she has in her sword.
She's mastered ice and then earth, and then all that's left is fire and air, and then she will be the true avatar.
She did fire in the Path of Isolation trailer, in the Weiss trailer, Volume 5, I think.
Alright, then just air.
Okay, so this wonderful screenshot
I think we're doing,
of Oscar.
You know, he's nervous. He's a nervous boy.
But yeah, I like this sort of shot where they're planning, and John sort of says... okay, so Jean says that they can use their size to their advantage, and then this is probably used for Big Grim from the ocean, not
kind of
like
the ones that
people.
Sun and
so
Blake fought.
John
Stop
strategized.
Tinder
it's
notifications.
Not Tinder, it's Patreon.
It's Red App. I can't trust you.
Anyway, so yeah. He strategizes, right? I can't read my own handwriting.
Does he strategize, or is he just throw it?
Like, let's use our size to our advantage, and then they all sort of go in different directions to split her focus, right? And so they sort of come up with this plan back here, and Maria's like, they can take my license, but they won't take the plane, and I'm just like,
They took your license.
Also,
were you driving a lot?
People are wondering, like, if, the plane is okay, and, like, these are Atlas military planes, so I'm sure they can take one missile hit.
But then
I'm sure
again,
it's not that big of a deal.
Although they were able to like cut up the big metal boss, and I was just like, I don't know about that, because if it's really supposed to be able to fight big fuck off Grim,
Anyway, I mean the plane.
I know that, but I'm talking about
you're talking about that too? Okay.
Broad boy.
Yeah, so they all split in different directions, right? And so that's sort of like...
There's also a lot of these slow-mo shots where it slows down.
Yeah, I feel like they haven't really done that
They've never done that before, and I really dig it for this fight.
But yeah, they basically split her focus into a bunch of... I'm trying to put the mouse somewhere so it's not, like, bothering us. But yeah, they kind of split her focus into a bunch of different directions.
And they do the Scooby-Doo 2 thing where they're flying around on the ice.
Yeah, so Hunter didn't get the exact screenshot I wanted. But this ice slide reminded me of the Vital Festival in RWBY Volume 3 because they had... I don't think Weiss actually made the ice. I think that was part of the arena, but I don't know if it's Team RWBY or somebody else. They do this slide thing on the ice, and I was like, oh, Volume 3.
Are they seeing our faces right now?
Yeah.
Because you're gesticulating, and I'm just like, how are they even noticing
that?
No,
they see us. This is small, right?
I see.
Anyway, and so they do the little hops on the ice, and I'm like, I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
It was leapfrog.
There's also a new song, which is
cool. A new song kicks in. And they have shields, which we already knew because we saw it on the screen earlier.
Yeah, the shield stuff. Yeah, the ice slide reminded me of the Vital Festival, and then Nora's like, you said it wasn't beach season, and I'm just like, that's funny. But then she says something like,
that seems like
you know, Atlas is the father of hard light dust, and so I'm like, so basically, did we not get a picture of it? Hold on.
Of what?
The dust. I guess she didn't shoot yet. But Oscar...
No, I thought hard light dust was the force field.
No, the hard light dust I thought was the rocks. Or was it?
Maybe it was the force field.
Oh, okay.
That was the first time she used the force field. Yeah, but there's also that.
I guess she's talking about this is the hard light, the force field, and then that's just rock dust.
Yes.
Because she shoots the rocks. Oscar's just up there like, hello? Like,
Houston!
Get out of the way!
Houston!
Yeah, and so he... tells RWBY to get out of the way.
Well, because that's the shot I wanted.
This is like...
Listen, I thought you were going to edit some of the shots, but goddamn, we don't edit here at Calxiyn.
I mean, I thought...
That's a lovely
whenever
shot.
I take all the shots, they're all useful and okay. But
I don't think that's true.
They get blown up for a minute, but then Weiss summons the Lancer,
we're on a
which
Lancer,
is good.
which I forgot their name.
Meanwhile, these people in town are feeling the earthquake, and they're just like, what the fuck?
Which I'm like, is that giant robot like a regular occurrence here?
No, I'm pretty sure that they're scared because of the earthquaking, like, compared to the robot. But yeah, they see...
a woman in the background there.
Looks like Emerald.
It looks like Emerald with purple hair.
Somebody made a joke about that because they took screenshots of all of the background people. Like, Emerald's like, I never had a family. And then they were like, are you sure? Because there seems to... Have you checked Argus? And I thought that was funny. But yeah, so Junior, I just really like...
Juniper, like the robot gets knocked over. The robot gets knocked over, and so Juniper charges up its arm.
I really just like sort of all of their fight stuff from this episode.
Ren that's inappropriate. You do not rock climb with open-toed shoes.
I mean,
rookie mistake.
He's kind of being more like a ninja, though, isn't he? Like he's sneaking up the back.
Ninjas notoriously fought giant robots in feudal Japan. Also,
yes, the shot that Hunter actually got.
He gets his big sword back.
He transforms his big sword and then cuts up the robot, and I'm like,
how dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
But yeah, I just really like Juniper's whole like fight choreography, I guess. Ruby's just there, same kind of like.
She's like,
I love her little face
so
as she's like, hi.
I just want to give.
I don't think
Ruby
that they hate Cordovan. Like, I don't think they hate her.
Well, frankly,
I think
as a villain, you could make this really 1984.
I think that
but they didn't do it.
Like, RWBY thinks that maybe she's just a bit more misguided.
She's an annoying obstacle in the way of doing something important.
They don't hate her. Like, she's not like a villain. She's just in the way.
You kind of get
she's not a villain. She's an antagonist.
You kind of get. Well, that's sort of the same thing.
No, it's not though. An antagonist is just the person that goes against the protagonist.
Listen, we both went to grade 11 English. We know what an antagonist.
Anyway, I like her little face here when she falls off, and Weiss is just like,
yeah.
"What if you did it? Like, what if I didn't catch you?" And then she's like, "I knew you would." And then after though, she kind of slumps a little bit. She kind of has this face like, "Phew," like she didn't expect.
I also, when you're talking about Cordovan, is like I get that feeling with Adam that they're just like, we don't give a fuck about you. Do you know the shit we know now? Like,
yeah,
the people we have to fight.
Can you just leave us alone? But at the same time, he's not going to. So it's one of those things.
It's one of them things.
Yeah. I mean,
I love this fight because it was a lot of fun.
If he could get in with Salem, then he would be part of the Core 4. Or
Core 4.
However many there are left to them now, right? Watts, Cinder, Hazel, and Tyrion, that's the Core 4. But
I feel like Salem would look at Adam and just be like,
that's why I feel like she just turned him into a Grim, because it's sort of like, yeah.
You got branded by the Schnee Dust Company. You've got baggage. I can work with this.
Maybe. But I guess that's why Adam had such a vendetta against, like, stealing Schnee Dust Company stuff, and how he's like, Blake was like, what about the passengers? And Adam's just like, fuck that, like, what about them? And all that stuff.
I'm guessing the Relic of Knowledge isn't made of glass, because that motherfucker would have broken by now.
I'm looking and I'm like, did you see that sort of design in there?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder, is that...
That's the gin juice.
Is that just the gin juice? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was just like, oh, it looks all smoky in there. And I'm like, I just imagine Jin watching this, like, what the fuck?
Jin is just, like, vaping in her...
Oh my god.
In her thing, enjoying everyone.
But yeah, Red
They're also like, we need to find the shield generator! Oh, it's the shield generator!
Well, RWBY says something like, hey, in video games, usually it's at the back, and then Weiss is like, this is not a game, RWBY, but it works, because that's...
Back that back.
All makes sense.
Is it normally at the back? Do I not play enough video games?
No, you don't, Hunter.
I really don't.
So yeah, the shield generator goes down, and then Nora has a funny line here, like, give me back my man!
Like, don't touch my man! And I'm like, oh, you're a man! Like, I dug that. Because the arm goes back to swipe him off.
Yeah, so Jean fucking
rescues
Nora here.
Spoons Nora? Is that a mid-air spoon?
I guess.
That's a mid-air magic spoon.
That's why... Nice shot, Hunter.
That's why Pyrrha stuck around.
Oh god. But yeah, they both fall, and I think their auras break. Oh, look at RWBY holding Weiss's waist like that.
Also,
and look at that
also Ren freaks out. She's like, Nora! You know,
yeah,
they
like,
both
no!
have their moment, which, like, remember, these two like each other.
So RWBY just fucking falls right here, which is... Oh, and you can see the scratches on Crescent Rose, which I appreciate. But yeah, Kortoven's like, this is what happens when you don't listen to the people in charge, and,
Oscar looks drunk, but Maria looks in charge.
So Maria just fucking shoots them, but then she grabs the bullet.
And there's this weird shot where all you see is... I don't know why I'm putting my hand to my face, but all you see is, like...
I guess you didn't get it.
Well, we can explain it as well.
Anyway.
And it's weird, like, what happened? Oh, she grabbed the missile, which I'm like, how gentle is this grasp that she can grab a missile?
I don't know.
And she throws it back and it hits, but I got RWBY's scared reaction.
I feel I'm getting some Oscar and RWBY vibes from Oscar, like, not from RWBY necessarily, but in this episode, like, he's like, RWBY! We have to save RWBY! Like, we have to do, you know what I mean? So I feel like he likes
RWBY's about to get exploded.
Yeah, I know, but both
feel
times,
like
I just
people,
feel like he's not screaming for Weiss, you know what I mean?
Even people I am a casual acquaintance with, I would be concerned if they were about to be howitzered to death.
Yeah, but other people, he didn't yell, Nora, like, he didn't yell at them, right? He just yelled at RWBY.
I forgot your name. What's your name again?
Exactly.
We haven't hung out a lot.
So... I don't know. I feel like he has a crush on her, and that's gonna be something that comes up later. I don't feel like it's like a Rose Garden thing, because that's like both ways, but it's...
I also feel like Ozpin's in there, so that's a little weird.
Well, he's not there now!
Okay.
Is he? I mean, we don't really know. And so I hope that the plane's okay after this, though, because they kind of
You're gonna need that one.
But I said, a lot of people were like, so is the plane gonna be alright? And I was just sort of like, well, this is an Atlas plane. If it fails after getting shot one time, that's pretty bad.
If Call of Duty games taught me one thing,
okay, what?
It's that you never get into a helicopter. Because those fuckers always
This isn't a
go
helicopter.
Down. It has the open side. Never get in a helicopter or any flying vehicle with an open side. Because bad shit always happens.
So Blake and Adam are
What
fighting.
A lovely forest floor. Oh, and they're fighting.
Yeah. This was a really fast-paced fight, and I just really dug it.
Also, they're trying to fucking murder each other.
Yeah, basically.
Like there is no.
The robot fight felt kind of slow, but I feel like that was necessary because it's not just hand-to-hand combat. Like, but this was fast-paced and also lengthy. So
that's a
nice
lovely tree. Spinny blade. That's a good shot. You might have gotten that shot. I don't remember who got that shot. Yeah. But yeah, they're fighting in the air and they're swooping around.
It's just really cool. And so he just cuts her clothes.
Which I don't even know
I think
how
the
that
arm,
happened.
I think the arm's cut off. I
Did
think
she
that's why.
have to like warp out of it when it got cut? Maybe.
I think so.
Which sucks because I really liked that.
So
jacket.
Adam's just like, huh, and then he.
You made a
shooting.
funny comment that you're just like you have to fight your one. It really sucks. Don't you hate it when you have to like murder your ex-boyfriend in nothing but a fucking crop top?
Yeah. So
Sports
did
bra?
I miss this? Did I miss it? Okay, so Blake calls Adam a jerk after he.
Yeah,
does
she
this.
lands after that.
I swear I got a photo of
but
that.
after she breaks it, she's like jerk, and I'm just like, well, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but I'm just like, why is Adam trying to
Yeah,
strip
bro.
Blake like right now?
Yeah, it
Like,
really is inappropriate. Like, what are you doing?
But
She was like,
yeah,
I
I'm
like
not
that.
shocked, but not surprised.
That was my mom. It was vintage. I don't know if she's jumping or I think no, you were taking photos by this point.
No.
Well, that's a good shot.
Anyway, the waterfall is really pretty.
Reminds me of the
but it
Naruto
does kind
finale.
of remind us of our idea that like
He was
Adam's
gonna be
gonna
thrown
fall
off
off
an
the edge, right? And then Yang's gonna grab him and then like
Pops
pop
off
her arm off and lose it again, and it's all like symbolism. But
That's
Blake's
a-
just like, this is your like just leave us alone. And then Adam's
That was
of course,
another
like,
thing that
no.
I really liked. That was kind of like I don't give a shit about you. That was like a really powerful.
Yeah.
Like I've moved on. Just go.
Here's
I
the
don't
other thing
care.
that I kind of like is that what are you doing?
For a second, I thought that was like a thing, a sticky thing.
Anyway, so I have a marquee light
Let's see.
that has my. Anyway, so the other thing I kind of noticed about Adam is that he has a gun, and that's like totally
shotgun?
a Gaston thing.
It's
that
a
I didn't
shotgun,
really think about
too.
it. Yeah, it's a shotgun, and that's
Yeah.
what Gaston has in Beauty and the Beast for him to go. Wah, wah, right, and so a lot of people think Adam is based off the Beast, and I get that, but I think that's I don't want to say a red herring. No. I just mean that.
Red hair.
Originally, I understand why people thought that, but I think that RWBY is all about sort of subverting these things, and so we were supposed to think Adam is the Beast, but he's really sort of that wilting rose and that, like, Gaston creepy stalker stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he was originally supposed to be the Beast, and their idea changed over time, because that
That's
happens.
alright.
I mean, I feel that. I really just like Blake's expression here in her face. Yeah. But yeah, I really just like
The fight scene's very kinetic. For people
they
who
have
were
a
like,
lot of fight chemistry. If
I
that
feel
makes
like
sense.
last season they were like, "There's not enough fighting," and they did the big blowout final
Yeah.
fight scene. But with this season, like,
Oh,
there's
also, he
fight
calls
scenes
her a
constantly and they're all
coward
great.
and selfish, and
Yeah.
she's just like, "You're delusional,"
Fucking weird.
right? What does he say here? I think this is when he said, "Oh, I wouldn't have to do this if you just behaved," and I'm like,
That's creepy.
And so he just fucking slices her weapon at some point.
She
in
cuts
here.
it in twain. I think it's this scene.
Yeah. He
Oh,
also does this.
that.
He points to where he stabbed her
It's like,
before.
remember
Which
that?
I guess maybe
fun
that's why the
times.
coat had to come off. Maybe to
I don't
get
know.
a clearer shot. But yeah, he's just like, I guess he just remembers it. And
You
it
also see
triggered
like
him in
his,
some
you
way.
see his like semblance a lot more. So you see a lot of like red energy.
Yeah,
evil
so the
side.
red energy breaks
Oh, and it
her
breaks it.
gamble shroud.
Which
And
I was freaked out by that. I was like, it's gone.
Somebody said apparently that Monty said that Blake's weapon was due for an upgrade. Like, that would have been, I guess,
I
4
liked her
volumes
weapon.
ago, but I guess she is getting one now. Meanwhile, I
When the
tried
textures-
so hard to get a picture of Blake's Yang's bike, and it just that's why. 'cause
Zoom by.
see, it just zooms.
You
That's
just
why
see
there's
the
the dust
zoom.
particles. But yeah, so at this point, Adam does take off
And you just see like
his thing, and he's just
Blake
like,
look
I've been
afraid.
hurt by a lot of people in a lot of different ways, but none
Right.
of them were quite like you. And then he says, you don't leave scars, you just left me alone. And at that point I was like, oh, but then I was like, wait a
No,
second.
I didn't.
No awe for Adam. Like, you know what I
No
mean?
arms for Adam.
No awe for Adam. Because
that
I
a
said it in the
hashtag.
moment because I'm like, oh, that's so sad. And then I was like, wait
But I'm
a
like,
minute.
wait a minute.
What?
You've got fucking issues because whoever did that
I
to you
wanted
is a
to,
bigger
I
problem.
wanted to highlight something that Blake looks at him, but she looks away. Because I think
Yeah.
she feels guilty at this point.
Especially
a
because
little
she's
bit.
BFFs with Weiss.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's
And Adam sounds
The Schnee
actually
Dust
sort
Company.
of sincere when he
Yes.
says this. Like, he doesn't sound crazy. He sounds like a regular hurt person instead of a crazy maniac. You know what I mean?
But you also feel slightly more. I had a pug that had an eye like that.
Oh my god. But people are like, is Adam a silver-eyed warrior? And I'm like, like,
No.
guys.
Well, you thought that.
No, now.
Yeah.
Like, now, still with his eye like this. And I'm like, guys, this is not silver eyes. It's just
for a second, I thought it
ones.
said SOS, but no, it's Snee Dust Company.
Yeah,
which
so
is
Snee Dust Company
up.
branded his face for some
Which it's
reason.
nice to not have, like, all the, like, like, I was a slave. Instead, you have branding on his face, so, you know, like, oh, they probably did that as a punishment for him because he wasn't paying, like, so most
he
people...
either wasn't
people
following
probably got,
orders or whatever.
Probably people got branded on their arm, but he was trouble, so they branded him on his face.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Something. I'm surprised, though, it just says Snee Dust Company, and it doesn't have anything else. I mean, I guess that's all you would need. Right. 100
genuine beef. I
like,
don't know what would happen.
No. I meant like 24601, like Jean Valjean. Oh. You know how like they brand him and he has the prison number. Like that's what I was sort of thinking. That there's no like Adam identification number on.
Adam identification.
But I guess they don't need one, right? Like
it's kind of like you have to take your identification number on your phone, but in case it gets stolen.
Maybe it's sort of like with that it's either somewhere else or it's sort of like Snee Dust Company doesn't even care to give them a number like for their identity. They just care that okay, this person is mine. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, like metaphor.
It's for like that first moment I was like, oh, this kid is fucked up.
Who?
Like he's abusive. Yeah, he's abusive and he has issues, but he's fucked up. Mm-hmm. It comes from somewhere.
Yeah, and like I did feel bad in that moment because he actually sounded genuine, which I don't think is something we've ever gotten from Adam before. But he actually sounded like, I don't know. He sounded like actually lonely, and it made me feel bad for him for like a second. Then I realized.
You see, like
oh.
You can't excuse that behavior, but you see to the level of which this person
exactly,
is
and it's still
up.
sad. Like even though he's a bad person, it's still sad. You know what I mean? We can still have empathy for that situation, and sort of like
then
him being alone or whatever. And then Blake can start hearing. Oh, I guess I did go back for a shot of the bike. But yeah, Blake can hear Bumblebee and she knows that Yang is coming. But because of that, I guess when Adam is ready to
he's about to fucking
so he kills her. So I guess he didn't feel that bad.
For a second, I was like, holy shit, she's dead.
Why? It's just a stomach stab.
I thought
she's been stabbed in the stomach before.
Like, listen, like Weiss also got stabbed in the stomach, and you know she got
obviously, it was just an illusion.
An illusion. It was all an illusion.
And then Blake. And then Blake says, "What does she say?" Okay. So he says, "How does it feel to be alone?" And then she's like, "I'm not alone." And then Yang just.
Vroom! I was really hoping that he'd get hit in the chest by a motorcycle.
Congratulations, Hunter. This was your prediction. Because I was just like, I don't know about that. I don't know if they went there. He literally got hit with Bumblebee.
That's my favorite, like, over-the-top action trope is throwing a motorcycle at someone.
And I can't believe it just...
fell into the water. That's how much she loves her.
We'll talk about the beat.
She gave up.
I want to do a video, and instead of titling it something, I want to call it Cal and Hunter Scream About Bumblebee for 10 minutes. Like, just that as the title. But yeah.
That can be like, what, the 5th Bumblebee video we've done?
Maybe. We're going a little overboard. It may be a little extra at this point. But anyway, Adam's like, like, you know, like, he recognized it's her.
I love
also,
how when you cover,
is playing in the background.
When you cover one eye, it's like, oh, you know,
Adam didn't look that bad.
And then on the other side, you're like, okay. Woof.
It's nice that we see Adam's eyes now. So
you know what the worst part is that branding doesn't look that bad. So that shit was infected too.
Well, yeah,
like he was branded. He was branded and then like thrown in the gutter somewhere.
But I like how Armed and Ready is playing, or a version.
I took that photo. I was proud of that photo.
Hunter was like, "What music is playing?" And I listened, and I'm like, "It's Armed and Ready."
Because it's her arm.
Okay, anyway. So, Blake's just like, Yang! And then she just, like, falls, and Yang's like, hey, it's okay, just take a breather. And then Adam's like, yeah, we have some unfinished business. And then they just...
Wait, I'm sorry, what was that?
I don't know. I think this is when you were taking pictures, and I was like, no, it's my turn. And so then I retook some. But yeah.
There's some good photo. Good job.
So I took some nice little Adams. Yeah, I didn't know that he could even do that, though. I mean... He kind of did in the Black trailer to some extent, like he turns that sort of color where it's just, but anyway, but yeah, I really just love this fight scene. I think they have really good fight chemistry. I think that the choreography is really
not
good.
Like relationship chemistry, but the fighting it's quite good.
I just made that up. I don't know if I don't know if fight chemistry is
I don't think fight chemistry is a word.
But oh dear, what does this say? Oh, his semblance is like yours. So the damage goes into the sword, and then he's able to dish it out. And,
Is
not like
any sword,
he doesn't even like.
Is it like wilt or blush or whatever?
Maybe
Which
it's
one's
just that
which?
sword. Maybe it's somehow. Anyway.
It's wilt and blush, right?
Yeah.
He has the better of the sword names, you know.
What was I saying? Yeah, other than life and death, like Maria.
Oh.
But Yang's just like
Muertes.
he doesn't even have to like get hurt by it, like that's cheap or whatever, because I guess for her semblance she actually feels the pain, but she's able to dish it out, you know, which I think
like,
is an interesting sort of contrast.
Yeah, where like she feels thing where he just kind of
doesn't he just dishes out pain without realizing, you know, all that stuff. So I took some pretty pictures.
Good waterfall fight, you know, another thing we stand a good waterfall fight.
Oh wait, that's Smile. That's not Armed and Ready. Okay.
That's they're not smiling when they're fighting. I also love how Blake's in the background. Just that is a weird.
That's a weird spear frame.
I like that, yo.
What thumbnail is that gonna be?
Screen cap that, and
send it to you.
I want that as like my desktop background.
God. But yeah, there's also sort of this. And
there's that. Yeah.
And so this is when she's like, "This is cheap" or whatever, and she has a go at him. But notice her eyes aren't turning red at all.
No,
so
she's not
really
angry.
Keeping her composure
she's
right
calm.
now.
I really dig that. It tells a lot about.
I think her experience with Ty and Raven really helped.
It's like the difference between the two of them. Like Yang is at peace and Adam is fucking crazy.
I like her little feet kick that she does here.
She's kicking a lot. I noticed that when they were fighting. She's kicking a lot.
And yeah, they both fucking fall, and then Yang is just sort of like...
Adam starts soliloquizing or some shit.
Kind of. I mean, Yang is just like, you have like one more chance to leave us alone, basically. And Adam also...
Yeah, no!
Like, does this, and then Yang is able to... Block it with her robot arm.
Burns her arm.
Yeah.
Gonna need a new paint job.
I mean, I guess that makes sense that obviously metal is a lot stronger than human flesh and bone, right?
Last time I checked, you know? Last time I checked.
Okay, so this is when she's like, hey, this is your last chance. Just, you know, leave us alone. And then Adam seems to be almost considering it for a minute, right? But then he can see that her hand is shaking in this image, and he notices that, and then he tries to scare her. He's like, oh, like, are you just saying that so you'll scare me away so you won't have to die for her? And then this is when, like, the best see how smug his little asshole face looks, because he knows he's trying to intimidate, right? Because he's picking up on that weakness, I guess. Also, I don't like Adam's eyebrow. I know that's, like, really random, but I don't like his eyebrow because it's not the same color as the root of his hair. Like, his hair's basically red. I guess that's the root, right?
Is it dyed?
His hair? I don't know. But, like, isn't that weird? Because, like, okay, so this is unrelated, but, like, look at Yang and Blake's eyebrows. They match their hair color, whereas Adam's is just brown.
He also is missing one eyebrow.
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't matter. I'm just saying, it would have maybe looked nicer if it was red. I get maybe, like, this part of his hair, like, is supposed to be brown or something, and so it's supposed to be brown and red, but, like, I want to go into Photoshop and I just want to color fill that and see if it looks any good. Because I'm like, what is going on? I mean, I know my eyebrow doesn't match my hair, but that's because this is the wig. Anyway, so that's unrelated. So Yang just sort of gets angry for a minute,
like,
but then Blake grabs her shaking hand and says, and she's just like, Yang's not gonna protect me, I'm not gonna protect her. We're gonna protect each other, which is what I actually said right before the line ended.
You did. We're gonna protect each other.
We're gonna protect each other, and so that's what happened. And then they just hold hands, and that's the end. And so
I'm so upset.
I'm pretty sure, like, Aaron and people have been posting all week.
Yeah, they're just like, I'm so hyped for these next 2 episodes.
I feel like Bumblebee is gonna happen at this point, because, like, what? You know what I mean? Like, nobody's like, oh yes, they're such good friends. You know what I mean? Like, at this point, it's, like, almost undeniable. But that's, like, for another video.
Something's fucking happened. Or that, or they're just like, like, can I
Sun never just held hands with Blake and was like, we're gonna do this together.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Sure.
Maybe some people are just gonna be like, well, that means they're no longer angry at each other.
Maybe,
But that could also mean that they're, you know, that could also be an improvement.
It's not just not being angry at each other, but Blake grabbed her because she was scared, and so she was trying to comfort her and make sure that she was okay. Like, I don't know. And I feel like Aaron and other people being, like, excited about this episode. Aaron has been very, like, vocal about her Bumblebee support. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is sort of the reason why. That's just me. But we'll do a separate Bumblebee video. I just want to talk, you know? Anyway. So I guess that's it. I hope that you guys enjoyed our analysis. Sorry that not all of the pictures were necessary.
Man, fuck you. I don't know what it is.
Right, but, that's okay. You guys get the picture. Anyway. Is that it? Oh, I thought you had a joke that we were supposed to put in this video about Adam. It was like some sort of pun, and now I don't remember. It wasn't red herring, right? Because we made that joke.
We made that one.
So, no,
I feel like it was
else.
the sports bra joke.
Yeah, it was something
Fighting
about
in the sports
that.
bra? I don't know. I'm very funny on the fly.
Anyway, it's okay.
I'm hilarious. Also, it sucks that all she has are fucking sheath. Oh my goodness.
Well, they'll make it work.
They'll make it work.
It'll be okay. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys later. Bye. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys want to support the channel, you guys should be patrons just like our wonderful patrons whose names will come on the screen now. $10 patrons get videos sometimes 2 weeks in advance, sometimes 3 weeks in advance, basically much earlier than anyone else. They can also request us to do a video for them, so this could be a reaction, a theory, a discussion, anything like that. Our $5 patrons get a week in advance early access, or somewhere within that time frame, so between 2 days early and 7 days early, basically, but usually it's 7 days early, because I'm good with my scheduling. Anyway, our $1 patrons and all of our patrons above the $1 tier get access to our Discord server, so if you guys want to talk with us, talk with other fans of whatever you're watching right now, you guys can, and I hope that we will see you there. Bye.